What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, there's a report that came out that undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the undisputed welterweight world champion, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as the #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terence Bud Crawford. Terence Crawford has a record of 40 wins, no loss and no draw, 31 big wins by way of knockout. He is 35, going on 36 years of age. He'll be 36 September 28th. Stands at 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. With that said, Terence Crawford is coming off the biggest, most lucrative legacy fight of his career. The biggest marquee fight of his career, as he defeated now former unified 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer Earl the Truth Spence Jr., who is now 28 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout. He is 33 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. They fought July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, and on paper, it was seen to be a 50-50 fight, if there ever were one. It was seen to be the biggest, most anticipated fight in the last 10 years. And it finally came to fruition for undisputed. History, legacy is on the line. And it turned out to be anything but competitive, as the first round went to Errol Spence, and from there on, it went downhill for Errol Spence, as Terence Crawford dominated the second round, dropping Errol Spence. Then Errol Spence, he came out aggressive, and I thought he won the first half of the third round. But then Terence Crawford took over in the rest of the third round. And then he took over in the 4th, 5th, and 6th round, dominating those rounds. Then he dropped Errol Spence twice in the 7th round. Then he dominated the 8th round. Then he stopped him in the 9th. And many people thought it should have been stopped in the 6th and the 7th round, let alone going 3 more rounds, right? Nonetheless, this fight was highly anticipated. This fight was a fight that the boxing world was clamoring for and could not wait to see. This was a fight that, you know, was a legacy fight, a throwback fight. And the fight itself wasn't competitive. But going into the negotiations, it was hard to get the negotiations over the line to even get the fight to fruition. It was hard, right? And so it finally got there, but Terence Crawford, he stated that Errol Spence conceded to a lot of things that he wanted. He thanked Errol Spence for conceding to those things because the fight was hard to make. The powers that be, according to both, did not want to make this fight happen. And so Errol Spence gave Terence Crawford whatever he was looking for to make the fight happen, and we got the fight. Now, part of the negotiation was that the winner would be able to receive a bigger share of the pie and would be able to call what weight they would fight at, because they're both long in the tooth when it comes to fighting at 147 pounds. Okay, they're both extremely long in the tooth when it comes to fighting at 147 pounds. So with that said, the loser had the opportunity, 30 business days, 30 working days, to activate the rematch clause. And the winner can choose what weight the weight is going to be fought at, and the winner can choose, is going to get a bigger share of the pie, right? So with that said, Errol Spence activated the rematch clause. Errol Spence wants the rematch clause, and Terence Crawford gets to choose the weight and is going to get a bigger share of the pie. Well, now it's being reported that Terence Crawford is asking for a increased amount of money to go to junior middleweight, 154. Now, after the fight, keep in mind, after the fight, Errol Spence said that hopefully we can do the rematch and we do it at 154 in December. Terence Crawford was asked about this. Terence Crawford stated that he was willing to oblige. Why not? Let's do it, is what Terence Crawford stated. Well, now the reports are coming out that Terence Crawford, in order to go to 154 pounds, he wants to have an increase in money. He wants more money if he got to sacrifice and go to 154. And now a new report comes out that Terence Crawford wants a rehydration clause. He wants the fight to take place at a catchweight, a 148, with a 10-pound rehydration clause, which means that Errol Spence cannot weigh more than 158 pounds the night of the fight, right? Which is simply not the truth. Terence Crawford is not asking for a catchweight of 148 pounds. That's not a catchweight, number one. Okay, when I first saw this, I thought that this is very, very strange that Terence Crawford will want this fight at a quote-unquote catchweight of 148 pounds. That doesn't make sense. So a person's from Terence Crawford team said that's not true. Confirmed that that's not true. That they're not looking for a catchweight of 148. Now, Terence Crawford recently stated that he was willing to go up to 154, right? We knew his plan was to go to 154 because he wanted to challenge three-time junior middleweight world champion, who is the undisputed junior middleweight world champion, Jermell Ironman Charlo, who is the undisputed junior middleweight champion, and Terence Crawford has interest in becoming undisputed in 3 separate weight classes. But Jermell Charlo is quote-unquote daring to be great. He's moving up to super middleweight, 2 weight classes, to go up and challenge 4-division world champion, Mexican superstar boxer, who is widely considered the face of the sport of boxing, and is the undisputed super middleweight world champion, Saul Canelo Alvarez, right? So Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo are going to fight September 30th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, okay? And Terence Crawford, he stated, well, you know what? Initially, he stated his highest weight was going to be 154 pounds. After which, he stated that he was going to go to super middleweight to challenge Canelo Alvarez, because once he realized and thought about it and sat on it, he stated that he's the more skilled fighter. He's better skilled. He's faster. He's a better athlete. And he could beat Canelo Alvarez. So he's willing to go to 168. And he said that that would be the biggest fight in boxing. If me and Canelo Alvarez fight, that's going to be the biggest fight in boxing at 168. So it just doesn't make sense that Terence Crawford wants to have a catchweight against Errol Spence opposed to just going to 154. Now, I know members of his team stated that Terence Crawford wants to keep his title at, welterweight. He wants to keep his belts. He don't want to relinquish his titles at welterweight. He wants to keep his titles. So it just doesn't make sense that, Terence Crawford, wants a catchweight of 148 pounds. That's not a catchweight. So they didn't confirm if he wants a catchweight or not, but he's not looking for a catchweight of 148 pounds. He's that's not what he's looking for. And so this news came and broke, and many people started to grasp onto it, started to latch onto it, and started to say, oh, Terence Crawford is ducking Errol Spence, and Terence Crawford is not being fair in his demands, and Terence Crawford is being unrealistic. Terence Crawford is trying to weight drain Errol Spence. Again, that's only 1 pound north of his 147-pound limit. Errol Spence can't make 147 pounds. He definitely ain't going to make 148 pounds with a rehydration clause. 1 pound is not going to help the negotiations, not going to help Errol Spence, and it's not going to help Terence Crawford. So to have a rehydration clause of 1 pound doesn't make sense. Now, we did see this. Many people compare it into Gervonta Tank Davis, that he fought, and it didn't make sense to me, but he fought a catchweight of 136 pounds against Ryan Garcia, right? He had a catchweight with a 10-pound rehydration clause. That didn't make sense to me either. Now, it did happen, so it's possible for these things to happen. But according to the members of Terence Crawford team, they told me he's not looking for a rehydration clause of 148 pounds. And he's obligated to have the rematch. So he also stated that he wanted to go to 168. So if you're going to go all the way to 168 and you're going to go to 154 anyway, you may as well go at 154 right now. Because let's say he did fight Errol Spence at a catchweight and he beats Errol Spence at a catchweight. Well, what's next? Where do you go from there? After you beat Errol Spence in a rematch, right? And at a catchweight, what are you going to do? Stay at 147 and defend your titles? Or are you going to then move to 154? Because then it's even more not going to make sense, because then you should have just fought Errol Spence at 154. It just doesn't add up. So I don't believe that this is coming from Terence Crawford. I think it's a negotiation tactic. And according to his team, he's not looking for a catchweight at 148, period. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So all I got for y'all, I'm gone. Peace.